What's going on, guys? It's a beautiful wattle season day. The magpies are making their nests, and I'm at the March for Australia rally here in the nation's capital, Canberra. I don't really know what the march is about, so I'm here to fucking figure it out. Let's go. A lot of people are saying that they're here to defend the Australian culture. What do you think the Australian culture is?
I think the Australian culture is get in and have a go and look after your mate, you know. I don't mind getting a punch in the face if it's in the right direction, and I've told all my boys the same thing. And, we need more direction. And what we do not need is people woke coming into this thing. That's why my theories about these poor kids committing suicide is that there's no resilience in them. If I tell somebody they're a turd, they're a turd, you know. If they don't want to come back at me, by all means, come back.
Yeah. So how do you reckon you could teach resilience?
Simply let boys be boys, you know.
It's a Sunday. Shouldn't you be at church?
Me personally, I don't love to go to church.
Why?
Do you think you guys have been True Blue?
True Blue. I've been a True Blue, to be honest. Yeah, we're True Blue.
Yeah. What is True Blue?
True Blue is like is mateship.
Yes.
It's enjoying a good time with your friends. You know, it's just that larrikin, that's having a joke with your mates, that sort of thing. Like, I think that's, but also helping people out.
You jerking off your mates?
Yeah, I was going to say the camera, but yeah, slipped up.
I must be so True Blue.
No, we said a good jerk in the car here.
And what about the flag? What's this flag? I haven't seen this one before.
Yeah, this is the Unity flag, so it's Australian Unity flag, or some say Unity Reconciliation flag. It was designed by an Australian. And I just like it because it's got all the Australian aspects, the Southern Cross, got the blues, got your boomerang, you got your states, but with an Aboriginal flavour to it, or original flavour, I should say.
Nice.
Just thought I'd fly that.
Where's it made?
It could be made in China.
Why are you here?
Mate, just to protest this, trying to get a bit of equality back into Australia. Yeah, that's it.
What would equality look like?
Oh, mate, more for the Australian people.
Okay.
More or less, that's what I was all go for.
Yeah.
You can migrate to Australia. Yeah, you might
go home. If you don't like it, you go home. That's what I reckon, mate.
I'm the same. If you don't like it, go home.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think of the counter protest today?
Didn't see that down there, mate. We were a little bit late. We met it on this side of the bridge, but they shouldn't have been there. There's no need for them to be there.
Yeah.
They can protest whenever they want, but it's their choice to come and do that. Let them do it. As long as they don't cause us trouble. If they cause us trouble, mate, get on your boat, go home.
I think it's got nothing to do with it at all.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm sympathetic to the plight of the Palestinians, but to be honest, I'm more concerned about the problems in this country.
Could you maybe try to understand why they've been there? Like, what would you think? Like, if you could try to understand.
Look, I can understand why they're marching, but why they're marching today, when we're marching. They march 365 or 364 other days of the year. Why do they have to? Are they trying to cause trouble?
They have their turnouts out.
Yeah, because their cause has got nothing to do with ours, I don't think.
Neo-Nazi,
because they were like neo-Nazis that claimed to be behind the whole march and everything as well.
But that was only beaten up by the media. It wasn't actually probably true.
Okay.
But I mean, look at it. It's peaceful. There's no one's making trouble. It's just people having the same ideas.
Yeah.
A fair Australia for everybody.
Fair Australia.
Yeah. When you have a meeting, you start a meeting with welcome to country. Well, I've got 5 generations buried out in the local cemetery. So how much more country do you want?
Right.
And 3 of them are Indigenous. So I'm Indigenous, but I did not. As my boys were growing up, I didn't proclaim that because I didn't want them to have an easy way out.
Australia was a great country for thousands of years, and I think it's just, obviously we've evolved. We've got great things from the multi-ethnic Australia that we live in. We've got fantastic things that have come from that. But I think it's changed. I think it's becoming more about what's happening in the rest of the world and less about actually looking after Australia.
Everyone, and just people lining up to see Pauline. Everyone's so courteous and respectful. Oh, you go first. Oh no, you were in front of me. We're not bad people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
because all the early people assimilated and joined and contributed, but I am against immigration in large numbers like this.
It's just simply not sustainable.
Yeah.
You know, it was 500,000 a year. Where are they going to live?
Yeah.
We've got Aussies living in tents. It's disgusting. You know, it's the job of the government to look after the Australian people first.
Yeah.
And, you know, these people, they say, oh, they're coming here for a better life, or I'm doing this for a better life for my family. It's not about ending migration, it's about stopping mass migration because it's simply not sustainable. Our infrastructure can't handle it, our hospitals can't handle it, our schools, our police, our fireys, our AMBOs, they can't handle it. We want change, mate, with the government's policies in regards to mass migration.
What do you think that, like, if you could get just like a little tweak in their brain, like for these guys over here, what would you be like trying to get them to understand more? What would you be saying to them?
As I said before, I think it does come down to the fact that so many people in this country are not being properly represented by our policymakers. And if you were able to sit down and have a conversation with someone who has totally opposing views to you, you will actually find that the root cause of people's distress and disturbance is quite often the same thing, and that is that we don't feel like we're being reflected by our government.
I went on the Gold Coast, we're driving around, there's Aussie families living in tents, bro. We're all very close to homelessness. It doesn't take much for someone to lose everything.
For sure.
You know, and what's our government doing to help that? They're making it worse, and they're contributing to the problem. It's not the only thing contributing to the housing crisis, migration, you know, the Airbnb, foreign investment, all these sorts of things, but what's their fucking plan to fix it? Tax a spare bedroom.
Yeah.
Tax someone that's got a house that has worked their whole life and saved their money and managed their money. The government can't manage our money, so they come after people that do and try to tax someone that's got a spare bedroom. Make that make sense.
A lot of the people who are standing across the other side of the road today don't believe that immigrants and refugees and asylum seekers should have the right to safety and seek refuge and asylum in countries such as Australia, which goes against the principles of the 1951 Refugee Convention that we are party to.
I'm related to people that came here way back in the day as convicts. Look at how harshly they were treated. And look what we built in 200 years. We need to protect it. This country is not a fucking free-for-all. It's not a human right for people to come here and live amongst us without something to offer. If people come here, I don't care what colour you are, what shape you are, any of that. If you come here, participate in the Australian way of life and be respectful.
I do truly believe that majority of the people in that crowd are incredibly misinformed, have been lied to by the government, and have been deceived into thinking that the left is the enemy, when in actuality the true minority is the top 1%. I think a lot of the time at these kinds of marches and rallies and counter-protests, there's actually far more in common than people would care to admit. And it's ultimately very upsetting that people become the blame, people who are contributing to this country instead of the people in power who have the best position possible to make decisions that can influence both them and us.
We're all concerned for the future of this country. I hope they listen. I don't think they will, but at least, you know, we've came, we've showed up, we've showed them that we're here, and we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere.
They're trying to make noise, and every week at 12 o'clock in Civic Square, people are making noise for Palestine, and the problem is the same, is that people aren't listening.
Do you feel like we're in the middle of a cost of living crisis and buying anything is really hard? Well, you should head over to truebluejames.com and buy a sticker on a stick. Do you feel like you have everything in the world and that you're a minimalist and don't really want to buy anything? Well, then you should head over to truebluejames.com and buy a sticker on a stick. Do you feel like you want to feel a part of something way bigger than yourself? Then you should head over to truebluejames.com and buy a sticker on a stick. Limited stock supply.
Look, I really just want everyone to be kinder to each other.